Ladies and gentlemen, this amateur grappling match is set for one 10-minute round, and it is brought to you by the 0 Hour, the official vodcast of Aries Fight Series. It is set at a catch weight of 160 pounds. First, he competes out of the blue corner. He steps into the cage at a height of 5 feet 6 inches. His weight, 160.2 pounds. He trains with DC Combat and he fights out of Murphy, North Carolina. Please make welcome Dustin Garrett.
Dustin Garrett looks thrilled.
And his opponent, across the cage and grappling, out of the red corner. He steps into the cage at a height of 6 feet, his weight 160 pounds. He trains with Rowan Wrestling Academy, and he fights out of Concord, North Carolina. This is Corey the Joker Hynson! Folks, this is Cotton Eye Joe. We are going to keep that music playing right through this grappling match. Let's hear it for these fighters.
Hey, Lance Green knows how to kick off some festivities here at the Joe, doesn't he? And at first glance, I'll tell you what, the national championship right around the corner. These guys with the TCU fight kits here, this is crazy.
So if Dustin's going to grapple the same way that he MMA fights, he's a dog in there. He's very high pace, as you can see. He's already got the side mount on Hynson, trying to take the mount, but getting caught in the guard.
Which I like to see, because a lot of times with these longer, 10-minute, 20-minute longer submission grappling bouts, a lot of guys take it really slow. There's a lot of guard pulling, but Dustin wants to wrap this up, and Corey's no slouch, so it's going to be a good one.
Good contest for both of these guys who unfortunately have come up on the short end of a couple of their recent contests. Somebody here is going to get the W, and it's going to be hard fought. They're putting on a good pace here through the first minute.
10 minutes for grappling is very hard. So, everybody that's fought MMA will tell you that it takes the most stamina to fight on the ground.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. This is a long time limit for this grappling match.
10 minutes is a while. Yeah.
When Robbie says that, I think back to all the times he slams people to the ground, and I think, yeah, that's a guy who knows what he's doing down there. So that is definitely some good insight. If you're watching at home on Spectation Sports and you haven't gotten your snacks already, well, you're missing the start to this great one. I'll tell you what, these two competitors are putting it on in a great grappling contest. But get your drinks, get your food. If you got some of the Smoky Mountain CBD products, get them going, because this is going to be a fun night of combat sports. Starting it off with grappling, and then we're on to MMA the rest of the way.
And I think that, just 2 minutes into this bout, Dustin's doing what he can, but he needs to try to break the guard of Corey Hynson and look to pass. And he got onto a good side mount on the right side of the cage, on the blue side rather, and I think he's going to try to attempt that again, but Corey, being a little bit taller, plays into a little bit of his guard retention for Dustin, but I think that Dustin is doing what he can to address that, but I think he's also trying to get some action from Corey as well.
Well, you hear the fans shouting their approval.
Yeah.
While I have a moment, I do want to mention a very special feature about tonight's card that I have not highlighted yet. For the first time ever in Aries Fight Series history, we will be presenting the Twisted T KO belt of the night. Unfortunately, it's not going to take place, as we see a sweep and a change of position there. Twisted T KO of the night, a very special one-time edition belt that will be given out at every card here at the Joe through 2023. So giving people later in the card, these MMA contests, going for that KO, trying to get that coveted Twisted T belt. Hynson kind of taking control here, guys. What do we see?
Well, I see Corey Hynson, he got a nice hip bump sweep. It looked like Dustin leaned back a little bit too far, got off balance, and now Hynson's trying to be offensive from the mounted position here.
He is giving Dustin a lot of space in that. I think he's doing a little bit better here, but in these longer matches, this is where I'd be looking to get some smothering in and while they're setting up for the next plan.
I can't really tell from this angle, but yeah, there it looked like Hynson was getting his arm trapped there from the mounted position and allowed Dustin to turn him over.
Dustin is determined and he is tenacious. That is one thing that we have seen time and time again. Even if it doesn't go his way, this guy has got the heart of a warrior. And both of these fighters have achieved a sweep here, so it looks like it's a really evenly matched contest. Hitting the 6-minute mark here on January 6th. It is Aries Fight Series 14, the first card of 2023.
Triangle choke.
I was waiting for Corey to set that up. You saw him teasing on it with his right foot on the hip of Dustin. We'll see if he can maintain it. If he can roll over, that's going to be to his advantage. But
good defense by Dustin.
Absolutely.
He went the right way. If he gets that arm out, he's going to end up in a good position here.
100%.
He's hunting a leg there too.
Looks like he's going for a knee bar. Toe hold.
We're nearing the halfway mark, and I'll tell you what, a lot of energy has been expended here in these first 5 minutes.
And I'm sure that Corey has a reason for it, but if I'm going into a grappling match, I want to stay away from any sort of ankle wraps. You know, it's going to build up a lot of that sweat. If you have ankle wraps on, that's really going to add as an extra grip for a lot of entanglements. But Corey was able to get out of that. I think that would have been a good move for Dustin there. I'm surprised he didn't kind of hunt for that a little bit more.
Corey's got to get with you for a consultantship there. That was...
No, he shouldn't. But
I like that, though. That's good insight.
But I think I have seen Corey wear the ankle wraps before, so I think that there is a reason for it. It is good for stabilization if you do have injuries to the ankle. We see Corey trying to establish side mount here.
Corey's just giving Dustin a lot of space when he's on the top. I'd like to see him maybe take some of that space away, put some weight on Dustin, make him carry him a little bit.
More chest to chest, I think, needs to happen. He's got knee on belly here, but you know he's still really heavy on his head.
See, he gets off balance, and here comes Dustin on top.
Yep.
He's a pit bull, ain't he?
Yeah, exactly right.
He is always working to better his position. He's attacking submissions. I'm really impressed with Dustin's ground game.
And you know, Corey's just a little bit shorter than I am, but the frame of Dustin Garrett is the one that I dislike the most. That smaller, stockier frame, do not do well with, and I think this is going to be trouble here. He's got a head arm choke, yep, and not sure what is. Kind of setting up a gift wrap with that too. I couldn't quite tell. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong arm, but
yeah, it's getting tight.
If Dustin starts walking his feet towards Corey's head, you know, this could get really tight.
And a little bit more hip in, and I think he's going to be in good shape here.
Well, it is Dustin Garrett enjoying the top position right now. Corey Hynson trying to find a way out of the submission attempt. 3 minutes left, though. Must feel like an eternity for Hynson.
Okay, I can see a little bit better now. Corey is using that opposite arm. I think that's a losing game for him right now. Dustin's got to get that hip down a little bit more on the mat, flatten out.
You know, if Dustin starts getting on his toes and walking towards Corey Hynson's head to cinch that in really tight, this could be over with.
Yep.
He's got a good lock. You can tell that he's squeezing. He just doesn't have quite the right angle for it yet.
And this is an exhausting position for Corey Hynson to be in, too.
You know, if Corey Hynson can maybe try to bump up right here, you know, Dustin Garrett's giving him some space too on the top. So, but definitely, with 2 minutes left, he's got to do something. He's got to end up on top and try to go for a submission here. He can't. There's nothing that he could really do for him when he's mounted.
See Dustin Garrett with some smothering, which I'm a fan of.
Yeah,
I know people. I do it in my gym all the time, and I'm for it. Looks like he's got a punch choke here that he's setting up.
It's been a long time since I've seen one of those. You love to see that one. That's an older technique.
I feel like Dustin. Oh, he as he ends up inside of his guard, but Dustin's kind of wearing Hynson out. He's getting tired.
He really is. I think I think being on the bottom and that receiving end of that head arm choke really took a lot out of him, which would for a lot of people. You know, Dustin's a very strong guy. It's a tough spot to be in.
As we talked about the short and stocky guys, you see Dustin go for a triangle choke right there. That is one move that might not be the best for a short and stocky guy.
Yeah,
I actually thought he was going to switch from that to a dead orchard, so I thought that was going to be the move for him. But yeah, he was going to have to change his angles a lot to achieve that triangle.
For fans at home, maybe less knowledgeable about the grappling, explain that dead orchard submission.
So it works really well if you can establish a good triangle and you need to open back up. If you have both arms in, almost like what Corey has here, you can just isolate one of the arms and kind of set up as like an arm bar by trapping both of them. He just had the head, so he was going to have to push at least one or both arms through and set that up, but it's really tough when you're dealing with somebody that much of a height advantage and as limber and flexible as Corey is.
All right, I'm adding the dead orchard to the list of rare submissions.
You don't see it very much. Is something that Nathan Orchard, 10th Planet practitioner, used to use a lot and still does in the game. And
Darce choke. He's setting up a Darce choke right here. He's
got
running
10
out of
seconds
time.
left.
Oh, wouldn't this be something if he gets it right at the buzzer?
That's not the angle he's wanting here for it.
And that's going to do it. The 10-minute time limit has been
fun.
reached. Oh, both of these guys just gave it their all right there. That was a really awesome contest. Will result in a draw. Corey Hynson again stepping in on short notice here to take on Dan Garrett. Or excuse me, Dustin Garrett. I'm getting ahead of myself. Dan Garrett will be featured 2 bouts from now.
Yep.
That's normally how it goes. When you got one Garrett on a card, normally
Yeah, you always want to see both of them. Yeah, it's a family affair.
Last year we had a juniors card where 3 generations of
that.
Garretts were featured. That was
fun.
a special night.
Yeah.
Well, after 10 minutes, no subs were achieved. We've got Lance Green in the ring, and we're making it official right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 grueling minutes, this bout between Dustin Garrett and Corey Hynson has determined to be a draw.